If you do a Google search, type in Jamaican Christmas, you'll see a lot of imagery of Rastas coming up. Either they're in Santa hats or they're taking the place of Santa. It's kind of strange, funny even, that Rastas will be associated with Jamaican Christmas because, in fact, Rastas don't normally celebrate this festive seasons. Many Jamaicans will even say, you probably saw the comments under some of our posts, that it is a pagan holiday. So we decided to do a video on what Rastas really celebrate and why do people call it a pagan holiday. You ever wonder? Let's get into it. Now, the festive season for Rastafari and the Ethiopian Orthodox community differs significantly from mainstream Christmas traditions. While many embrace the commercialized Yuletide season, Rastafarians and Ethiopian Christians celebrate the birth of Christ on January 7th, according to the ancient calendar, which aligns closely with the biblical teachings and Ethiopian Orthodox customs. No, Rastafari, I believe, emphasize the divine lineage of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, tracing his ancestry back to King David. This connection to biblical prophecy and the shared bloodline with Jesus Christ deepens the significance of their Christmas celebration. For Rastas, this day is just not about acknowledging Christ's birth, but also reflecting on the fulfillment of ancient prophecies by Emperor Haile Selassie I as priest, prophet, and king. Ethiopia, one of the world's oldest Christian nations and the only one never colonized, maintains its unique calendar and traditions. The Ethiopian calendar, approximately 7 years behind the Gregorian system, is considered one of the most accurate due to its astronomical and spiritual roots. The celebration of Ghana, or Ethiopian Christmas, involves a 43-day fast starting November the 25th and ending on January the 7th. During this period, participants eat just one meal a day, free of meat, dairy, and eggs, in preparation for the holy day. The Christmas Eve service, known as the Gahad of Christmas, is central to celebration. Both Ethiopian Orthodox Christians and Rastafarians dress in white and participate in overnight church services filled with chanting, singing, and prayer. The spiritual significance of the occasion extends into the dawn of January 7th, when families and communities gather for a feast, breaking their fast with traditional foods. In the UK, Rastafarians mark the day with Nyabinghi gatherings, which include drumming, chanting, prayers, and the burning of frankincense and myrrh. Sacred spaces like Fairfield House in Bath, the former home of Emperor Haile Selassie I, serve as meeting grounds for worship and thanksgiving. These gatherings focus on community, spirituality, and the teachings of His Majesty, rejecting the commercialized aspects of traditional Christmas. For Rastafarians, Christmas is a time to reflect on the birth of the Savior, the fulfillment of prophecy, and the enduring legacy of His Majesty. It is a celebration free from the material distractions of the silly season, grounded in faith, tradition, and a shared sense of purpose. The Rastafarian, what they say Christmas, not Christmas, intertwined with Ethiopian Orthodox traditions, exemplifies a celebration steeped in spiritual significance. It is a time for fasting, prayer, and joy, celebrating Christ's birth in a manner that aligns with biblical teachings and Ethiopian heritage. For those of the faith, it is a powerful reminder of the divinity and the kingship of Haile Selassie I, fulfilling the prophecies of old and guiding followers on the path of righteousness. Now that's interesting. I mean, I definitely resonate with this because you want to have how Christmas is right now, it's very commercialized. You are flooded with things to buy. You are flooded with, you know, get. And a lot of the times we don't even remember the meaning of Christmas. We're so caught up in the gift giving that we even forget that, the greatest joy and what it signifies, the birth of Christ. And we don't even fast. Some people pray, but fasting for so long is not something we do. So it's something to look into even more. We plan to do more videos on the Rastafari faith to educate you even more as we learn ourselves. Let us know what you think of this one. We're going to move on in part 2, why some people call Christmas a pagan holiday. The notion that Christmas is a pagan holiday stems from its historical roots and the incorporation of various pre-Christian traditions into its celebration. Here is a breakdown of why some, including Rastas, consider Christmas to have pagan origins. So many of the customs now associated with the Christmas predate Christianity and were part of pagan winter solstice celebrations, such as the Saturnalia, a Roman festival honoring Saturn, the god of agriculture, where it was celebrated in December with feasting, gift giving, and merriment. Some Christmas traditions, such as exchanging gifts, are thought to originate from Saturnalia. Now, Yule. In Germanic pagan traditions, Yule marked the winter solstice and involved feasting, burning Yule logs, and decorating trees. These customs bear striking similarities to modern Christmas practices. Now, another reason is the date. Now, the date of December 25th was chosen by the Roman Catholic Church to align with pagan festivals celebrating the rebirth of the sun. Biblical accounts suggest that the shepherds were tending their flocks at night when Jesus was born, which is unlikely during December's cold weather, leading many to question the accuracy of the December 25th date. Now, another reason could be the adoption of pagan symbols, Christmas trees. Decorating evergreen trees is linked to ancient pagan traditions symbolizing life and renewal during the winter solstice. And also the holly and mistletoe, these plants were sacred in pagan rituals and were later incorporated into Christmas decor. Santa Claus. The figure of Santa Claus evolved from St. Nicholas, but also includes elements of pagan deities like Odin, who was said to ride through the sky in midwinter. Now, another reason is the materialism. Now, critics argue that Christmas have become heavily commercialized, focusing on consumerism rather than its spiritual significance. This commercialization is viewed by some, including Rastas, as straying from any authentic Christian or spiritual practice. Now, another reason is the biblical absence. The Bible does not specify a date for Jesus' birth or instruct Christians to celebrate it. Rastas and others often point to this absence as evidence that Christmas is not a biblically mandated observance. So Rastas reject the modern Christian Christmas celebration, viewed it as Christless holiday that diverts attention from true spirituality. Instead, they emphasize observing January 7th, the Ethiopian Orthodox Christmas, as a more authentic and biblically grounded celebration of Christ's birth. So, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with this perspective, or do you think that it don't really matter because Christmas is so embedded in society that it is what it is? Tell me no. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, liking, commenting. We do appreciate you. Have a blessed holiday. Take care of yourself and each other. Stay as upful as you can. And one love, one country, one people.